Coach Mofield Show is brought to you by the Kentucky Land Company of Irvington. If you're looking for a little slice of heaven to plant your flag and call your own, give them a call at 547-4222 or check out their webpage at ky-land.com. Hello, Green Wave Nation, and welcome back for another week of Senior Spotlight. Today we're happy to sit down and have a conversation with Mr. RJ Wrenn. How you doing, RJ?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I guess kind of start off. Tell us how long you've been playing football, and then what your role is on the team this year.
All right, so I've been playing football since I was 5, and I just transferred in to Meade County this year. And what I do, I play running back, and I'm a linebacker.
Nice. Which side of the ball you like better?
I like offense.
Oh, you like the offense side? I got you. We'll kind of go away from football for a little bit. If we hop in the vehicle, riding down the road, and you can put anything on the radio, what are you picking to listen to?
Pick Rod Wave.
Do what?
Rod Wave.
Rob Weave?
Wave.
Oh, Wave.
Yes, sir.
I got you. Any other ones you like? That's where you're going? Yeah. I got you. We've been riding around. Now we're getting hungry. You can pick anywhere we go to eat. What are you picking?
I'm either picking Olive Garden or Chick-fil-A.
Oh, nice. Can't go wrong with them. What do you get at Olive Garden?
I get the chicken Alfredo.
Nice. Football keeps you really busy, and then you got school. When you get free time, if you can do anything on your free time, what are you probably going to be doing?
I like to go fishing, but I like playing the game when I get home too.
Really? Nice. What kind of fishing you like to do best?
Catfishing.
Catfishing?
Yes, sir.
You fry it up too?
Yes,
oh, you can't beat some good catfish, can you?
Yes, sir.
That's one of my favorite. The season, man, it goes fast. It's rolling on. And being a part of the Meade County football team, what's that meant to you?
No, when I first got here, they welcomed me in, and they made me really feel at home. So I didn't feel like an outsider when I came into a new school. Yeah.
You've been playing for a while now. If you had a youngster come up to you and was trying to decide whether they wanted to play ball or not, what would you tell them?
I would tell them just to give it a chance, and when it gets hard, just keep playing through it, because eventually you'll learn to like it.
Yeah. It ends up being like family, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I used to play, and there's so much more than just on the field.
Yes, sir.
Senior year, it goes fast. It'll be over before you know it, and you'll be walking the line down there on Hamilton Field, getting your diploma. What's next for you after high school?
I want to go into a trade school and learn how to work at HVAC.
Nice. So that's your plans for next year.
Yes, sir.
And that's there's plenty of demand in HVAC. You can't go wrong there.
Yes, sir.
Well, RJ, we appreciate you coming on the show, and we wish you the best of luck this week and in all you do.
Yes, sir.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back. Hello, Green Wave Nation, and welcome back for another episode of Senior Spotlights. We're honored today to have Mr. Connor Cole with us. Welcome to the show, Connor. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. I guess start off, kind of tell us how long you've been playing football, and then get into what your role is on the team this year.
I've been playing football since I was like 6 years old. Started off with flag football, and I've been playing ever since. And now on varsity, I play wide receiver and corner or DB.
Nice. Which side of the ball you like best?
Definitely offense.
You like the offense better?
Yes, sir.
If we're going to kind of step away from football for a minute, we go jump in a vehicle and we're riding down the road. You can put anything on the radio. What are you picking?
Definitely, probably rap.
Rap?
Yeah.
Any certain?
No certain. Like
just good?
Yeah.
I got you.
Rap.
Well, we've been riding around now. You're getting hungry. You can pick anywhere we're going to eat. Where are you picking?
I'd probably say either McDonald's, or if we're somewhere out of town, probably like Wingstop or somewhere to get wings or something.
Nice. What kind of wings you like? What flavor?
Either buffalo or lemon pepper.
Nice.
Yeah.
You know, football obviously takes up a lot of your time, practice and getting ready and conditioning, and then school. But you get some free time, and you can do whatever you want. What are you going to choose to do? Have a little fun, relax.
I usually either hang out with my girlfriend, or hang out with my friends most of the time. Or just spend time with family watching football, NFL.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's it meant to you to be a part of the Meade County Greenway football team?
It's meant a lot. I mean, I've definitely built a lot of relationships, like friendships with all my friends, close friends here. I've known them since I was 6 years old, playing with the same people ever since. So it's just built like a family, really.
Yeah.
So it's meant a lot to me.
Having all that knowledge now as a senior and seeing it from all the way through, if we ran into a young kid that was trying to decide whether they wanted to play football or not, what kind of advice would you give them?
I'd definitely tell them to play, and I'd tell them to like stick through it and never quit, because like now looking back on it, yeah, it's tough. It's gonna get hard. Nobody really wants to go to practice. I mean, yeah, but it's really fun. It's gonna be just, I don't know how to put it. It's just, you're gonna really love it.
Yeah. It all pays off in the end, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, senior year will go way too fast. I'm sure it's already flying by.
Yeah.
And it won't be long. You'll be back on Hamilton Field, but you'll be walking, graduating. What's the next step in your life after high school?
I plan on going to Louisville and doing the UPS program, and then studying sports science and becoming a physical therapist.
Oh, nice. Yeah. That'll be good. Well, Connor, we appreciate you coming on the show today, and we wish you the best of luck this week and in all you do. Take care.
Thank you.
And we will be right back. All right. Good deal. Hello, Green Wave Nation, and welcome back for another week of Senior Spotlight. Today, we're honored to have Mr. Jacob Adams with us. How you doing, Jacob?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. I guess we'll kind of start off. How long have you been playing football, and what's your role on the team this year?
I've been playing football ever since I was 5 years old. I really wouldn't have if my brother never got signed up for it, so it was kind of like a monkey see, monkey do situation. And my role on the MCHS football team, I played linebacker and tight end.
Nice. Which side of the ball you like better?
I like defense way.
You like defense? That's what I've always said. It's better to give it out than get it.
Yep.
Well, we'll kind of step away from football for a little bit. We jump in the car, riding down the road. You can put anything on the radio. What are we listening to?
I'm a big heavy metal or hard rock type of guy, so any metal or rock music.
Any specific favorites or?
I am a big Korn fan, so I would definitely be putting on Korn.
Like some of the old school, huh?
Yeah.
We're riding around. We're getting hungry. You can pick anywhere to go for us to go eat. What are you picking?
Possibly like any Mexican restaurant.
You got a go-to dish?
Like possibly a burrito with a side of rice.
Nice. Football takes up a lot of time.
Sure
Then
does.
you got school on top of it. But if you get some free time, what are you picking to do in your free time?
You know, in my free time, I really love to cook for myself or my family, so that's probably what I most likely would be doing.
Doing some cooking?
Yep.
Do you got a specialty dish?
Usually, most of the time when I cook for my family, it's usually like probably spaghetti or tacos. That's about it. But
Yeah.
specialty is probably making some pork chops.
Oh, nice. Never go wrong with good pork chop.
Never go wrong.
What's it meant to be a part of this Meade County Greenway football program for you?
It's actually meant a lot to me. I thought I wasn't probably going to do well coming from middle school, but there's been a lot of people supporting me and helping me out, push through my problems and helping me getting better. And I find them to be really kind and helpful, like my friends, like good friends of mine, and possibly just like my close family members as well.
Yeah. It becomes like a big family, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But If we ran into a young kid and he's going back and forth on whether to play football, what advice would you give him?
I'd tell him, follow your dream, whether it is or not. It's whatever you want to make happen and what you would like to do in the future.
Yeah. Senior year, it's going to go fast. Won't be long. Y'all be walking Hamilton Field again to get your diploma. What's the next step in your life that you're looking at after high school?
I plan on going to college, studying business administration, and possibly, if that doesn't work out, maybe study like sports management and all that, and maybe try to get into physical therapy as well.
Nice. Well, we wish you the best of luck this week and all you do, and thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back. Hello, Green Wave Nation, and welcome back for another week of the Coach Larry Mofield Show. How you doing, Coach?
Good, Chad. How about yourself?
Oh, good to see you. I guess we'll start off. We'll kind of look back at last week. It was a big week for multiple reasons. Obviously, a big district game, but before that, it was senior night, and that's always kind of special.
Yeah, it's a good group. It's an outstanding group of seniors. We've been blessed the last few years. We've really had some good kids come through the program. I think some young men are going to go on to achieve great things. They're fun to coach, and we're going to miss them. There were 17 of them, and I think I may have told you this before. That group started out pretty big. I say big, we had probably 22 to 25 players in there that had some success at middle school and they had some success as freshmen. We've lost some of them. Two of them, we lost military kids that had to move to Georgia and one to Virginia, and we lost one that transferred to North Hardin, and some of them decided to go do other things, and that's part of it. But anyway, these young men have stuck together. And then we had one move in. RJ Wrenn came and joined us. He's a senior this year. So there's 17 of them, and it's a tight group. I think they're kind of buddies on and off the field. They a lot of them do things on the weekends together. We have some of these team meals, and you can just kind of tell they like each other. They play hard, and there's some players in there too. So yeah, we're going to miss those guys. It's always a tough night because we don't have 150 kids like St. X does. So when you take 17 kids out there, your pregame kind of stops, and that had no bearing on the game though. But it's just kind of it's an awkward night because you want to honor those young men because they deserve it, and then you got to try to go around it. But it went pretty smooth. We got started about 7 with our warm up. We did a little warm up, took a break. So, like I said, it has no bearing on the outcome of the game. I thought our kids played well, but anyways, I appreciate you bringing that up. So we're gonna miss our seniors.
Well, and I'll just kind of add in because this is kind of they're always special senior nights. I mean, you've been through a few of these over the years, but kind of talk a little bit about this was a special one for you too because you weren't just. Coach, you were father too.
Normally I'm out there shaking hands, Mr. Frank and I, or Miss Schmidt and I, whoever the principal, Mr. Adams and I. I've been here long enough, and then Braden's a senior this year, so that was pretty, and that's my third son come through the program, so it was pretty special, and it's kind of neat to be on that side because. I'm a parent, and he's part of that senior group. It's pretty tight and good bunch of kids, and like I said, I've been around a lot of those guys too, because they'll come to my house and they'll hang out together. So they kind of all feel like my sons sometimes, When they come to my house, I treat them kind of like kids. I tell them, I said, boys, you're welcome to have anything in the pantry you want. Just pick your trash up and put it down. So I try to stay on them a little bit. But it's a good bunch of kids, and Braden's a part of that. And any credit to his raising is my wife, not to me.
Well, that's why I was kind of running late, and I ran down there to get set up, take pictures and stuff of it, and I looked over, and Mr. Frank and Coach Kirk was standing there, and I'm like, why ain't Coach Mofield there? And then all of a sudden it hit me. It's like, oh, duh.
You had to run up there.
He's got a double duty.
Yeah, you had to run up there and get in line with the rest of the parents. So.
Well, Coach, I guess, we talked about the seniors, but, then the game. And you always want to win, but you've had a chance to look at film now and stuff, and what would your take on the game?
Well, Chad, after watching the tape, we were right there. We had opportunities. We got down. We had a chance to cut it to 28-21. We hit an AB on a big pass, and he caught that. We got down to about the 9, and we weren't able to convert. And in big games against good teams, you have to do that. We've kind of yet to put together an entire game, but we told our kids after the game, we were disappointed in the loss. We really don't want to. There aren't any moral victories. I mean, we've gone against St. X before in the past, and we haven't taken probably nothing against some teams in the past, but sometimes you go in there a little undermanned and a little undergunned, so to speak. Well, this year I felt like we were healthy. Last year we weren't as healthy, and that's not an excuse. That's just the truth, And so this year we had everybody. I think our injuries have been kind of minor compared to last year. So we went in there healthy. We played our butts off, and I thought our kids left it all on the field. We have no regrets about their effort. I think we did make some mistakes, but we had almost 450 yards of offense. No one has put that up against them this year, so we moved the ball. It was hard to get stops because you were there at the game. When they come out, they can do something that few teams can replicate, and that's the pace of the game. They go at a torrid pace to begin the game, and they do that. And I say it's hard to replicate that. And one reason they can do that, when you got 100+ players and they split and they go offense and defense, well, they can practice that, and then they can put their first team defense out there and they can line up. Well, sometimes if we were to do that on offense and we got coaches running the scout team defense, sometimes it's hard to get them lined up, Whereas when their first team offense is doing that, they tell their defense, hey, run this defense against that. And so, and that's not an excuse, that's just a reality, and they do it well. Hats off to them. And they do that a lot. We kind of anticipate that. We try to replicate as much as we could. It's hard to, but we played pretty dang well. And it's just that if we could make those plays when we need to, put 4 good quarters together. But our kids didn't back down. We weren't beat before the game started, and I think you and I talked about this. A lot of teams get beat in big games like this before the game's ever started, And we'll have to guard against that against Manual too. They're the number 1 team in the state, and those teams up there have kind of all beaten up on each other, and so I feel like if we can play with them and hopefully can pull off a win against one of those guys, we can play with anybody in the state of Kentucky.
Yeah. Well, and that's what really surprised me, right there before halftime, because, it's like you said, you got that big play, could have brought it 21-28,
right.
Kind of stalled out, but then with like 34 seconds left, you got another shot, and AB came up with a big reception, and got the touchdown, and then they had 34 seconds, drove down and tried to kick a field goal, and Wyatt got the block, and I think St. X went into halftime knowing they were in the ball game.
Right, and I think probably at halftime, I'd say their coaching staff was probably a little upset, because I think most times St. X is going to, and their kids may, I don't know what their coaching staff thought, but they may come in and thought they were just going to thump us 40-50 nothing and roll on, check this box and go on to the next team, but that wasn't the case, and we felt like our kids were ready to play, and I think our kids came out ready to go. We're talking about one of the best programs in the state. We're not talking about somebody that wins a game or two every year. So we knew they were going to be good, and we were going to have to match them. And both teams, we felt like it was going to be hard to shut them out, obviously. And then hopefully we felt like we were going to be hard to shut out, and we were. We had when you have almost 450 yards of offense and you score 21 points, we left some points on the field. Now, and that you got to give them credit. They made plays and they kept us from making plays. I never want to to some coaches who act like it was all their team that didn't do it. They did what they had to do to win the game, so you got to give them credit. But on the flip side, I think it's something that we need to learn from. Obviously we lost a game; it's a loss, and you can't change that. But you also got to take this opportunity to learn what can we do to get better. And kids are resilient. This bunch is they bounce back pretty quick. I mean, they have a good time in practice. I mean, sometimes it's hard because it's a fine line as a coach, because I don't necessarily think it's a lack of focus of them. They like to have a good time, but yet I think when it comes time to get down to business, they do. So it's one of those that it would have been nice to get, because very few opportunities presents itself to beat one of the premier programs in the state of Kentucky.
Yeah. Well, and you kind of finish up on the yardage thing. Kate did a great job in the passing game, and it was spread around good. I think Ethan had a big night. AB, I know Branson caught it. It was well dispersed, but I think the thing that really stood out to me too was he looked really comfortable. And I think probably from at least me viewing, made really good decisions when to do it, when to tuck and run, and had some great runs that extended out some.
I think, Chad, in my opinion, it was his best game as a Meade County High School quarterback, I think. And we had kind of held him back from running intentionally because, you want to get him to this point. If you run him early in the season and have all these design runs, you run a little bit of a risk. We have told him, tuck it and go. We told him to slide. We told him to get out of bounds, and he's done a good job of that. But that's the element of a defense. I don't care how well coached you are, and St. X is obviously well coached. They did a great job getting in their zones and taking away some of the things that we do. But one of the things that's hard to do is to have a spire to contain the quarterback. And he got out, and he's a lot of people look at somebody at 6'5", 6'6", don't think they're fast or quick, but he is. He's kind of sneaky fast and sneaky quick. So he made some moves there, and what that does is that extends drives. It keeps your offense on the field. And I remember years ago in 2013 and 14, we had a quarterback, John Wilson. John Wilson dropped back, and next thing you know, he takes off, and we got a big play because it's tough accounting for that quarterback. And sometimes even if you do have somebody account for him, you still got to make a play on him. So anyway, those moves of him keeping it and extending drives was a big part of our success and our offense being able to extend those drives instead of punting too much Friday night. So and I think he's going to have to do, if we're going to win football games, he's going to have to do more of that.
Yeah.
And, I think he will. I think he will continue to grow and get better in that capacity.
Yeah. And we talked about Wyatt getting that block. I know Thomas Fox had a bunch of them.
Yeah.
I don't know if you all keep a stat on that, but this has got to be one of the best.
I'll tell you,
kick defending teams.
I will tell you, and I got to give props to Coach Trotter, because there's no tougher spot, in my opinion, than being a special teams coordinator, because here's what's happened. Everybody will gripe and complain and moan when something goes wrong, but they don't realize that the least amount of time probably given, and you've heard me say this probably over the years more than a few times. you say it's a third of the game, but you don't always give it a true third of the game. And the reason is, so let's say you run 65 plays in a game on offense. Well, you may run 10 or 12 on a special team, so you really don't devote the true third, but I tell you, it can get you beat. It can also win you a game. And I think our special teams have continued to get better. And what people don't understand, and I've said this too, everybody wants to kick the ball deep. Well, unless you can kick it in the end zone, high school football, there's a good chance that it's going to be a 98 or 99 or 97-yard kickoff return, the biggest momentum change in a game. So that's where we don't kick it deep. And Nolan has gotten better at strategically placing them. Sometimes he'll miss hit one, and you'll hear me say, like a PRP, don't ever do that again. But hats off to Coach Trotter and his ability. He has a good demeanor for that because he's calm.
All bus riders, please release all bus riders. If you ride bus 277, please report to the cafeteria. Your bus will be late today. Again, bus 277 will be late today. Please report to the cafeteria if you ride this bus.
But he is calm and he has done a good job. And you're right. He gets the kids in position. And you got some kids you got a kid like Thomas Fox and a kid like Wyatt who play the game at kind of a different level, a different intense. Nothing against the other kids, but they just do. They play it at a kind of a different level. It's like or intensity level maybe. And they got a gear that not everybody has. That's just the reality. I mean, you can you watch them when they hit and. That's the truth, and no, I don't think anybody would say, Coach, I think they'd say, Coach, you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not right about a lot, but I can tell you those two guys got different gear.
Yeah.
And having him over there, no matter where you put them, they're going to be able to make some plays.
Oh yeah, because it's like taking pictures of field goals and extra points of the other team. Traditionally I wouldn't even pay attention to it because you're lucky if you get one a year. But now if that happens, I better get the camera.
I think Thomas has had 4 or 5 probably, and Wyatt's had 1, and it's a weapon to have, and it's something that I think that not a lot of people work on necessarily because it takes time. It takes time away from offense or defense, but it could be a game changer. And when you have to start chasing points, let's say you block an extra point, and then all of a sudden you guys start chasing points. You may have to go for 2 or do some different stuff. So yeah, having those guys as a weapon, and again, hats off to Coach Trotter for the job he's been able to do this year.
Yeah, and you alluded earlier that this week got Manual number 1 team in the state. What are you kind of anticipating from offensive and defensive standpoint with them this week?
They have an outstanding running back, and they have an outstanding quarterback who's an athlete back there. Last year, the kid they had could really throw it. And this kid can throw it too, but he's got another dimension. He can run it. Like if something's not there, he's going to just take off. The running back's really good. They got a really nice tight end, number 19, who's back from last year. Cameron Jesse's his name. They're huge up front, and man for man, it might be. I don't see a lot of Manual teams because they've just been put in our district. We did play them in the regular season many moons ago, but man for man, it's got to be one of the best teams in the state. They are one of the few teams I think that potentially could win it all. They played a tremendous schedule, but with that being said, I think we can do some things. We got to be able to throw it. We got to play some defense, and obviously, Chad, in a big game like this, you got to get a break here or there. And I think again, it kind of goes back to we're actually going to take the bus up there, so we can't be beat before we get off the bus.
Yeah.
It's kind of somewhat of an intimidating environment. It's that old stadium. Now, if you're nostalgic, going up there and sitting, it's a fun place to watch a game. Now, the amenities aren't very nice. I mean, there may be a dirt floor in a locker room. You never know what you're going to get. Now, they are on that renovation plan, but that's not going to affect us Friday night. But next year, they're going to get a brand new field, and they'll probably renovate the stadium. But there's a lot of nostalgia there. We've played up there before. I know we've played St. X there in the past. So it's a grass field. It may be the only time we play on grass all year. So our kids might not know what to do out there on the grass, but probably a little softer than what we've been playing on. But they're good defensively. They're a multiple defense. Most of the time, I think it'll be a 4-man line, probably a 4-2 box, maybe a 4-3. They're probably going to play man coverage everywhere and have a single safety back deep. Sometimes they may not have a single safety deep. They just may go man straight across the board. But they're a balanced offense. It'll be a big opportunity for us. I mean, like I've told you before, 2 of the best teams in the state, if not the 2 best teams in the state, play in one district. And our job is to get up there. Is to go in there and try to win a ball game. And we're going to do everything we can. I think our kids have had a good week of preparation. They know you can't. Anymore, it's a different that when you and I play, kids have access to film like that.
Yeah.
Everybody has every film on every team. I mean, if not, as a coaching staff, you ain't doing your homework. You're being lazy, because you're going to trade the last two. But there aren't any, there aren't any secrets out there. You're going so, obviously they probably have every film of ours if they, and then we've got all their films and we've looked at them and they'll do a lot of different stuff and but they're an outside zone team on offense. They love outside zone. They'll run counter. They've got an outstanding offensive lineman. Their center is one of the best high school football linemen you'll see. He didn't play against us last year. He was hurt. Changed numbers. He was 78 last year. He's 55 this year. He's a real deal. But when you play teams like we play, you gonna play some guys that are the real deal. We've already played some, and he's just like that. So they're a good football team, but we also have a good football team. And that's what I tell our kids. I said, look, they're good. You're good.
Yeah.
You gotta go make plays.
Yeah.
And I kind of think our kids, I don't know. I mean, I'll know at 10:30 on Friday night, but I don't think our kids are the kind that back down or intimidated. I think they feel good about what we've got going in there, and we just got to go. We have to go play. It's an opportunity. I mean, and like I said, it's the year's not over. I mean, it's getting close. We're winding down. We got 2 regular season games left, and the most important game is Emmanuel because that's the next game on schedule.
Yeah. Well, Coach, we wish you the best of luck Friday, and Green Wave Nation, get out this Friday night, take a ride up to Louisville, get you something to eat somewhere different, and come out and check out the Green Waves.